Welcome back to the Fathers of Mercy here in Auburn, Kentucky, back on Holy Smokes. And today we are going to talk about the origin of the Christmas tree. Now, the Christmas tree comes from a saint by the name of St. Boniface, who lived in the 8th century. And St. Boniface was a Benedictine bishop who was also a missionary to Germany. And he's known in the history of the church as one of the greatest missionaries of the church. Now, the story goes that during the winter solstice, so Christmas Eve, the pagans of Germany would gather around this great oak tree that was dedicated to the god Thor, the god of thunder. And within their ceremonial rites of worship, the pagans would sacrifice a human child on this day to the god Thor. And St. Boniface, who knew of this, decided to go down there and do something about it. So St. Boniface took an axe, he went down there, and he cut down their great oak. And the pagans there thought that St. Boniface would be struck down by the god Thor for violating their tree. And when that didn't happen, they were taken back, right, by surprise. And St. Boniface, after he cut down the oak tree, he saw this evergreen tree that was there near the oak tree, right? And he pointed that out to them to preach to them after he had cut down their tree. And he had said that this tree is a symbol of eternal life because its leaves are evergreen. It never dies. And he said that this tree, because of the shape of the evergreen, points upward, which is supposed to remind us that we are supposed to look to heaven, to the things of God. And so he said, let this tree be the tree of the Christ child. And this is where the origin of the Christmas tree comes from. And after that, years after that, St. Boniface was then martyred by the pagans. And they raided his camp and assassinated him, basically killed him, and tried to take all of his goods as loot. But this is where that story of the Christmas tree comes from. As St. Boniface, as a missionary, he was using it as a symbol, as a teaching tool to show the pagans that what they were doing, worshiping the great oak, was not what they were supposed to be doing, but worshiping Christ. And the Christmas tree was a symbol of the Christ child. So that's where the story of the Christmas tree comes from, and hopefully then we have a deeper appreciation of the traditions and the history of the saints in influencing those traditions. Dominus Vobiscum, benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.